Hi everybody, we're going to be doing a lesson today on the Chicano Student Walkouts of 1968. You can read through these slides on your own or listen to me talk. So it all started at the East Los Angeles Garfield High School on March 5th, 1968. Around 2,000 Mexican American students at Garfield High School in East Los Angeles walked out of their classes in the school. The walkout led to the largest high school student protest in the United States to date. For decades, East Los Angeles had been home to a vibrant Mexican American community, which had developed in the face of discrimination and segregation in jobs, housing, and education. And I would say that's still a largely Latino neighborhood now. And I guess it's more diverse now than it was then, but there's still a big Latino presence there. So, in the weeks after the first walkout at Garfield High, around 15,000 students from 7 different LA high schools walked out of classes. The protests were primarily aimed at conditions in Los Angeles public schools. At the time, nearly 60% of Mexican American students dropped out of high school rather than graduating in the LA Unified School District. By contrast, the graduation rate for Hispanic students in LA Unified School District in 2024 was 86.6%. This is just more pictures of the walkouts. It says, "We demand schools that teach." The other sign here says Chicano power. Another one over here says, "Is education a crime?" And then I can't read the one behind this guy's head. A lot of family members and other community members joined the protest in support of the students. In the weeks following the walkouts, students and protest organizers formed the Educational Issues Coordinating Committee, which developed a list of 39 demands for change in the Los Angeles public schools. On March 28th, students presented their demands to the Los Angeles Unified School Board. Protests continued throughout the spring and into the fall of 1968. Dozens of protesters, including Sal Castro, a teacher at Lincoln High School and protest organizer, were arrested. This is a picture of the protesters arrested at the Belmont High School walkouts. This is a picture of Sal Castro addressing students outside of Lincoln High School on June 10, 1968. Castro was fired from his job for his involvement in the protests. He was later reinstated after further student and community protests about his firing. Most of the protesters' 39 demands were not immediately met. However, the protests called attention to inequalities and injustices in the city schools and set into motion profound changes to public education in California. In the years that followed the walkouts, many student protesters went on to become civic and educational leaders working to reform education in the state. The student walkouts of 1968 were a key event in the broader Chicano movement of the 1960s and 1970s. By the way, the word Chicano usually refers to people of Mexican descent living in the United States, and also the Chicano movement as a whole refers to sort of the politicization of like Latino heritage and kind of fighting for civil rights within that community. It really, this is part of that wider 1960s, 70s kind of protest movement.